The smell of the playoffs are in the air, literally, here at InSports. And we had 4 great games, first-round games, 2 close ones, 1 in overtime, and then 2, I think, kind of went as we thought. The first-round post-game show presented by Body by Ryan Fitness, bodybyryan.com, great website. He's a nutrition coach. Check him out. Fitness. Haven't done that in a while. Let's get into the games. We had an overtime game. Stranger Danger and the Double Dribblers. A lot of your guys' upset pick went into overtime. We had a huge 3 from Jesse Doucette that we thought might have been a huge shot in the game. Ended up not being enough. Stranger Danger comes out with the win. I will let you guys talk about the game, then I'll give you a perspective of the bracket that we have right here. But the game went into overtime, and then I think Stranger Danger made enough plays to escape with this one.
Yeah, the story with turnovers is with Stranger Danger is that it's always been clutch possessions. They're turning the ball over, and that's really hurt them. But this game, they got, after you mentioned that big 3 from Doucette, they fell behind 3 points, like a minute, 45 seconds left in the game. You think they just lost all their momentum, and they rallied and they got turnovers. I know Steve Eccles went 4 big points on consecutive possessions. They got that lead, and once they got that lead, you can feel all the energy left the other side from the Double Dribblers. They felt like they gave everything they had to stay with it, get in that position to win the game. And then when those final buckets came down and they were on the losing end of that game, you could tell that they were really demoralized.
That was the 15-18 game. They beat the Double Dribblers, so now they'll go on to take on the 2-seeded No Limit again, 2-15. We have some NCAA pairings going on, so as long as Chalk wins, we'll have the numbers matching up. And they're in the same side as Goon and Central. So that 2 seed, they get No Limit next on Monday night. Times will be up and announced probably by the time you're watching this on Friday. The other close game, Flight Club and the Untouchables, the 16 and 17 seeded teams. Flight Club, not too many fans here, I don't think, but they were able to get the win. No Rosario, but we've seen the Untouchables win without Rosario. So what did Flight Club do today to come away and advance in these playoffs?
Well, they shot the ball very well. Sean Good played an amazing game. He shot extremely well. They rebounded actually very well. It was actually their best rebounding game I think I've ever seen this year from Flight Club. And it just seemed like they had a different will to win. They had this look in their eyes. I mean, Jacob Miller nearly got a triple-double. He played amazing. I mean, Flight Club, I saw something different from that team. And even with the Rosario less Untouchables, I was very impressed with how Flight Club looked. I don't know about Connor, but I really was impressed.
Yeah, and Jacob Miller was outstanding from outside, and him, Brandon Gutierrez, and Sean Good all produced, big 3 type numbers. So that was really good to see. They really needed, somebody other than Jacob to step up and carry the load. And when it did happen, you can see that it clearly translated to a win for their team. So that was a good performance from them.
So you win a playoff game, and guess who's waiting for you when you advance, right? That's what happens when you're the 16 seed. Top-seeded Monstars will be waiting on Monday. I know that they're anxious to defend their title. So hopefully the Flight Club can bring some of that fight on Monday night. I think they'll need it. And again, the 1-16 meeting there. We'll move down to the bottom left of the bracket. Run TMC and Fry Time. High-scoring affair over there. But it is Run TMC by 30, 40 points. Anything from that game, I mean, I thought Fry Time shot it well early, and I just thought they only had 5 guys. I mean, we've seen teams win with 4. We'll get to Lob in a second, but Run TMC advances.
Yeah, and they actually looked kind of sloppy in the beginning, to be honest. I was a little surprised, but the more the game went on, the more I thought maybe they were just kind of toying with Fry Time a little bit
not,
there.
I'll tell you that.
Well, whatever switch Run TMC turned on in the second half. I mean, 5 players finished in double figures, so the scoring was very spread out. Will Hudson had 1 million rebounds as expected, so pretty much just exactly what we expected.
Your fun stat, 5 players in double figures. I wasn't one of them. Another fun stat, Run TMC is the only franchise with a playoff win in all 4 seasons. Check it out. Thanks, Brotherhood. We appreciate you taking that season off, huh?
Congratulations.
Hey, numbers don't lie. Longevity. Sometimes you just have to be there to do things like that, right? Just showing up.
Participation trophy.
They now advance to take on their buddies at Team Moose. I already sent the Snapchat to Kevin and Brian and Brad. So I got a response. I didn't look at it. They'll be ready. That'll be fun, though. Team Moose and TMC, that will be the 13-4 matchup on Monday. The last matchup, as I mentioned, Lob 203 and sometimes Y. That was the 14-19, so sometimes Y goes 0-10, as does Fry Time. But Lob, it was a game in that first half. sometimes Y was hitting shots from what I could see, and then I think someone said something to the bad man Singleton. I think you mentioned that to me. Yeah, I wouldn't do that again. But yeah, Lob wins by 20 strong. Yeah.
You mentioned it. Someone, I forget who, said something to Eric Singleton, and he had 4 threes in a row. He was chirping at them.
Yep.
And he, at the beginning of the game, it was sloppy, kind of uncharacteristic from Lob 203. They were really struggling. Sometimes Y actually went ahead by 1 point at the point of the game, which was very surprising. But in all seriousness, I do want to give credit to sometimes Y. They played, they had probably their best game of the year, but you just can't make Eric Singleton mad, especially when you're the underdog, and he just took it to them.
Yeah, 8 first half points, 3 of 15 shooting. He finishes with 36 points. So that should tell you how his second half went. And he's absolutely right. Just dribbled down, drilled a 3-pointer, had a couple words, and then made a stop on defense and did that all back and forth, I think 4 times in a row, and that changed the whole game. And it was interesting because sometimes Y was, I think, 5 deep on the bench.
Right.
Lob had nobody, but sometimes Y looked tired at the end. So, but again, I think Lob was still heavily favored in this game. It was sometimes Y's best shooting game, easily, I would say, but just not enough.
And again, one of those scenarios where Lob gets the win, and then guess who's waiting for him? The 2-time defending champs. Just how the cookie crumbles, man. So, hey, Singleton was saying in the postgame, if we beat the Brotherhood, then we're going all the way. So, we can't even say that no one's beaten them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so now it seems possible. Still not easy. We're gonna pump the brakes on that one. We'll be back for the pregame. We will have a pregame on Monday. The All-Star Draft was a little more important than the pregame tonight. Monday, that will be at 6 o'clock. We have games starting at 7 on Monday. Times will be announced Friday day at some point. And then we'll be back for the postgame for that. We have 16 teams enter on Monday. We'll be down to 8. And next week will be a busy week. So we now are down to 16. Chalk so far. I'm expecting some upsets in this next round. For the guys, I'm Joey. We'll see you on Monday. Again, only a couple days away. Stay tuned for previews for all 8 round of 16 matchups. This has been First Round Postgame.